simply put, what would be the first three things you would do in the Senate once you get elected?
We have developed a 12-point legislative agenda. Um, the first one is really based on education. We believe that every child in our country should be able to get education up to college. And second, it's jobs for our graduates. We believe that every graduate should be able to find job in our country and a job that can fully compensate to the full extent the educational attainment, hard work, and talent of our graduates. And third, we believe that every family in our country should have a breadwinner. Dapat bawat pamilya may isang nagtatrabaho na para suportahan yung pamilya na yun. Pang-apat, we believe that every family should have a decent housing so that that family could live with dignity and comfort in our country. I'll go into the details later on. And fifth, it's graft and corruption. We believe that the number one problem in the country today is really graft and corruption. Almost 40% of our national budget every year is lost only to graft and corruption. The sixth, we believe that we need to strengthen our justice system in the country. And there are a lot of ideas that I believe we can put in place. The seventh is food security and sufficiency and agricultural development. Then providing assistance to OFWs and their families in the country. Next is environment. Next one is health. And the last one is promoting a culture of familyhood and a culture of patriotism among our people. In 1994, Lee Kuan Yew was interviewed by Time magazine. In one portion of the interview, Lee Kuan Yew was asked about the importance of culture. Sabi ng Time magazine na writer, how important is culture? And according to Lee Kuan Yew, culture is destiny. My culture will be my destiny. If I believe that I will succeed, then I will succeed because I believe so. If I believe that I can, then I can. Kung gusto mong maging excellent, then you must build a culture of excellence for yourself. If you want to become great, then you must build a culture of greatness. But according to Lee Kuan Yew, this principle also applies to a people. The culture of a people will determine the destiny of the people. So if the people want to become great, that people must also build a culture of greatness for itself. If the people want to become excellent, then must also build a culture of excellence for itself. So, sinasabi ko dito is that we need to build a culture of greatness for ourselves as a people, but a culture that is based on the concept of familyhood. So, a culture of familyhood, instead of brotherhood, it's familyhood. Kasi brotherhood may gender bias. But when you say familyhood, it's based on the belief that we are really just one family as a people. Isang pamilya ng Pilipino. So, dapat hindi tayo nag-iwanan. Dapat hindi tayo nagbubulangan. And in fact, dapat tayo nagtutulungan bilang isang pamilya. Kung naalala ninyo, this is also, to a certain extent, the foundation of American society. That's why Barack Obama, in his speeches last year and in 2008, he was always talking about building a government that would take care of fellow Americans, that we need to take care of our brothers and sisters, that we are our brothers and our sisters' keeper. To a certain extent, yun yung idea that as a people, as Filipinos, we are really just one family. So we want to promote that culture also among our people. So yun yung 12. No? But going into specifics, siguro sagutin ko yung second question mo. Ano yung first three na what do you call this, na laws, if ever that I would push for? First is really, I call this the Community Learning Center Act. Why is this? No? Alam mo, several weeks ago, I sat down with a group of barangay chairman from Negros Occidental. They were in front of me. And I asked them, sabi ko, what's the number one problem of the students, or the children in your places? And you know what they said? Sabi ng mga barangay chairman, it's really education. Pag bandang hapon na, or early evening, yung mga kabataan, nasa kalsada sila, nasa ilalim sila ng poste. Bakit sila nasa ilalim ng poste? Dahil yun yung may ilaw. So, pero nasa kalsada sila. No? And they would spend their nights and hours there, practically every night. naglalaro, okay lang naman yun, no? But what we're trying to say is that um, every night, parang nasasayang yung oras nila. Hindi na sila nag-aaral, tapos during the night, nandun na sila. So ang proposal ng mga barangay chairman na nakusap ko is that, Attorney Lacson, what can we do maybe is, why don't we build community learning centers na kahit na square lang yan, may ilaw lang sa gitna, but a place where the kids could stay in the afternoon or during the night. Na instead na nasa kalsada sila, naglalaro, ilalim sila ng poste, kailangan na doon sila sa loob ng community learning center. And siguro kung may isa kang community teacher doon that can guide them, then you can actually teach these kids. And this is very basic, very primary education na kailangan. So, and in that community learning center, actually, you can also teach love for the Filipino, love of country, the values that we want to see from our kids, the basic, what do you call this, basic manners and right conduct that we want to see from our kids, we can also be taught them. So, I think yung community learning center na yun is something that can eventually be done. Kaya siyang gawin. And pwede siyang gawin in every barangay, pwede siyang gawin in every puno. The second is really providing jobs for our graduates and for parents in our country. And the idea is, and in fact the idea of this law is Basic Goods Production Act. For instance, no, do you know that in Negros Occidental is known as the sugar economy province. The number one economy in Negros is really sugar. So the others are just really related in Negros. But do you know that in Negros Occidental, wala man lang candy factories, despite the fact that they produce sugar. So lahat ng candies na kinakain ng mga tao doon sa Negros, either gawa ng China, gawa ng Manila, or gawa ng Japan. But you have already sugar there. But why is it that you don't have candy factories in that area? So going back again, I think it's about building the basic goods that are that could actually be produced by the economy that you have there already. So if you have sugar there, why don't you produce, for instance, candies? No, that one, including dun sa Negros. Again, balikan ko yung Negros. No? Lahat ng mga tsinelas na ginagawa sa Negros, gawa na kung either China, gawa ng Manila, gawa na, and you have almost 4 million residents, 4 million population in Negros. So lahat ng tsinelas na ginagawa doon, ginagamit, either gawa ng China or gawa ng probably one country. Why can't we produce the basic things that we need? So, mga pagkain, mga damit, the basic things, no? Lahat yan imported. So, why can't we develop the local economies na to address the basic needs of the people there? That's why I'm proposing, I'd like to put a lot of my effort and talent and eventually the resources of the Senate office to develop this kind of area. So, Basic Goods Production Act. And the third is for the justice aspect. Do you know right now that, of course, our intelligence funds, by including the mayors, the governors, of course, up to the president, and several government agencies, they're not subject to audit. And so there's a lot of grafted corruption that is happening there because the intelligence fund is not transparent. It's not made account. Hindi siya subject to accounting. So I guess we have to address that and find a way that including the use of intelligence funds by all levels in the LGUs and different branches of the government to be made transparent and accountable so that this could mean the proper use of public funds. So those are the first three things that I want to ask.